I'm playing secretly.
You're playing secretly?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I want the suspense for the viewers. Oh wait, you would have already put it in the title.
Surprise reveal of who's playing what. Ha!
Genestealer Cult versus the Harlequins.
Yeah,
Here on
today.
Odds of War.
Today on Odds of War, the cult of the Fanged Shadow find themselves on a mission of search and rescue. Their goal? Save a wayward Tyranid from the evil clutches of the Harlequins. Will the Harlequins succeed in their mission to suss out the location of their target and destroy it with extreme prejudice? Or will the cult of the Fanged Shadow be able to rescue this lost fragment of the star gods? And of course, the most important question, will this Acolyte be able to throw his demolition charges? Find out today on Odds of War.
So, Carly, welcome back to the channel. Some say you've never left because the filming studio is our home. You've always been here. All
Always
along.
been directing. I usually direct, produce, usually off to the side with my bullwhip, making sure y'all stay on task.
Yeah. Film it better! Film it better!
Yeah.
It wasn't in focus.
Little do you all know that I actually have the most internet points of you all.
It's
Because
true.
I am constantly correcting rules, right?
Obviously. Obviously, yes. You're playing the Harlequins. I'm playing the Cult of the Fanged Shadow. So that's Kill Team Fat Tuesday versus the Cult of the Fanged Shadow. It is too. We're filming this on a Tuesday, yeah.
Filming.
So it's their day.
Tidings
for how the game will go, perhaps?
Maybe. I think so.
Who knows? So let's get in to these lists.
Okay.
Cult of the Fanged Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that your fearless leader, Jorl Kraus?
It is.
Him? Really?
That's right. The man, the myth, the legend, Jorl Kraus. I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the best member of the team. He always does something epic, even if that something is die in round one. He's a good time. He's the leader. He's got a bolt pistol and a power pick. As usual, that's his loadout. That's what he does. He just rolls up to battle with a bolt pistol and a power pick, and he's like, let's do it. Let's do it.
Jorl Kraus.
For the star
in the
gods.
House, and then everybody just feigns
wets their pants. They just wet their pants. When people see Jorl Kraus coming across the field, they literally wee in their pants.
A shadow comes down with just a single spotlight
for Jorl Kraus.
Yeah.
That's right. He's the leader. Down into specialists, I've got those of you who've watched every video on the channel will know that not too far back I did a little tactics video on the medic specialist. You can watch that here, and some highlighting some combos that we can do. So I've got that today. I've got a medic specialist Neophyte hybrid. He's got a shotgun. Okay. Then I've got a Neophyte hybrid gunner with a flamer who's going to be my scout specialist. So those of you that watched the specialist tactic video, you'll know the combo that I'm going to be looking for to do with this guy. We'll see how it works out. And then for a heavy specialist, of course, Jorel Krause's stalwart brother and companion, Rauskraus. He's got the seismic cannon. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. Dropping down to non-specialists, we've got the Anvil, the Aberrant with a power pick.
Green dudes.
Yeah, he's strong. He's the toughest thing on the team at toughness 4.
The orcs are the burly green dudes.
Yeah, I mean they're off color.
Nice.
You know, they're yellowish more than green, but you know.
Yeah.
Then we've got a metamorph hybrid with a cult icon. He also has a rending claw and a metamorph talon. But the cult icon is important because it allows me to reroll 1s in the fight phase for units, for models within 6 inches of him.
Okay.
Then we've got an Acolyte fighter with a heavy rock cutter. An Acolyte fighter with a heavy rock drill, that's Gwar.
Gwargum.
Gwargum.
Yeah.
And then this fellow,
So
an
much
Acolyte
drama
fighter
already.
with demolition charges. One
Will
day.
they go off
Will this be the day?
today?
My God, I hope so. How long can it be? How many games can I run this guy with him doing nothing? I have, in addition to the demolition charges, I have equipped him with a hand flamer. So he's got something else
So he can
just
light
in
his
case.
own sticks of dynamite.
Yes, he's got the
basically.
sticks of dynamite
Just trying to
in
up
like 2
the
hands, and then he's got the
chances.
hand flamer going to light both, and he throws them. So that's
Well,
them.
what if he forget, or what if he doesn't realize he lit it, and then he just blows himself
He
up
lights it with the
randomly?
hand flamer and then throws the hand flamer, and he's like, "Yeah, oh wait, yeah."
That would be his luck.
That would be his luck. Maybe that's his name. Maybe his name is Lucky.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you
know.
already have like the lucky blue git.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know what you
There's
think he
got to
should be
be
named.
a good synonym for luck.
Yeah. Fortune. I don't know. Let us know what you think he should be named. Anyway, that is the Cult of the Fang Shadow today. Their cult creed that they're going to be using is Twisted Helix. So what Twisted Helix does is
Like
it
DNA.
yeah, like they've edited their own genes.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Look at
yeah.
that. It's like it's themed or something.
Right, exactly. So they get +1 strength. So even the lowly Neophyte hybrids usually were strength 3. Now they're going to be strength 4. And then I get to add 2 to advance rolls. So they're a little speedier. They don't get like +2 to movement or anything. It's
Not
only when
that
they advance.
they can really. I mean, the Harlequins like beat everybody.
Yeah, like what well, that's the idea is that
You're
I
trying
might
at
need the
least
speed
to be able to get a
grab
little
the
bit.
objectives in the game, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's them. Any big questions, comments, or concerns? I mean, I know you have concerns seeing Jorel Krause. But-
I'm shaking in my boots. Well, I mean, our mission is going to be about numbers of models at objective at the end of the game. And
It's
so
true.
at first I was like, wait a second, you have more models. But then you were like, well,
They're pretty weak.
you know, so my goal is just going to be to mow you down, I suppose.
Certainly a good tactic.
Well, not mow you down. That's not really the role of the Harlequins, I suppose. More just like, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So you're gonna me down.
Well, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, I mean, I could just kind of like really give you some real good prose about what they're going to do.
Sure.
Or I could
Can you just
go,
give me your best Harlequins
and then
cackle?
that tells you everything.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's
That's
it?
just my natural laugh.
Okay. I love it.
Was that good?
That's great. I love it.
Okay. It was probably creepy. I'm sorry for being creepy.
No.
TVMA.
The following is intended for mature audiences.
All right, so these are Carly's Harleys here today.
Yeah.
So I've got Embrace, Kiss, and Caress, which
Boom.
is all that my memory really does for me. No, I've got my leader up here. He's got a Neuroblaster transmitter disruptor.
There you go.
Thank you.
There it is. Neurodisruptor, yeah.
Neurodisruptor. These folks have the Gherkin Merkins. Shirkin Gherkins.
Gherkin Merkins is definitely
I
TVMA.
just still really want them to just be, little gherkin pickles. Yeah. Anyway, and then
Just the classic crisp of Vlasic or whatever.
which we're gonna try to grow some.
Yeah, in our garden, in real life,
we're gonna try to grow some.
we're gonna try to grow some cucumbers.
for pickles. Anyway, and then we've got the fusion.
Yeah. So fusion.
The Fusioneers.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like a little hipster.
Ooh.
They're just singing in the background. They're just gonna give they're gonna have like a little sweet song,
Mm-hmm.
Are the Lumineers famous enough for me to make that
I
joke?
don't know who the Lumineers are.
Oh,
Can you?
They have that, I belong with you, you belong with me. And I see.
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
okay.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
yeah.
Lumineers.
Look, now, I'm sure they are famous enough that many people got them. I'm just not well versed in names.
It was kind of like one of
bands.
those weird, chain link thoughts.
No, it was good. It was good.
I wasn't sure. But anyway, that would still be fun for them to just,
so
sing a sweet song of silence.
Well, now they're Garfunkel and Oates. Or Garfunkel and Oates. Garfunkel and Oates is a comedy band.
That's combining Simon and Garfunkel with
and Hall and Oates. Yes, and then Garfunkel and Oates is a real comedy band.
If that already
That's why
exists, then we would have to do Simon and Hall.
So we got Simon and Hall.
Simon and Hall back here. Okay.
Yeah, with the fusion pistols.
Simon and Hall singing a sweet song.
So which one is Simon and which one is Hall?
Oh God. All right. Hall, Simon.
So Hall's got the jacket. Simon's got the ponytail.
Okay. Yeah, Hall is. Yeah, Hall's got his legs sticking out, or her. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Or them. They have their legs sticking out.
Yeah. A gender-neutral pronoun is
Yeah,
best.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Just really quick, right? Same kill team as before, right? So you have a veteran specialist.
Well, these are the only Harlequin models that we have, right?
Yeah, it's the only Harlequins we own.
I think they're pretty limited in their
scope. Yeah, they only have the one data sheet, which is the player.
Yeah.
And then we're not insane, and so these are not magnetized. So they have one loadout. Mm-hmm. So that's them.
And we're
deal with it.
WYSIWYG, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you got to play WYSIWYG. So the mission that we're doing today is search and rescue. It's from the core manual. It's an open play mission. We picked this one because we have a cool narrative hook to it, which you'll have already seen at this point. And it'll be fun for these two forces to smash up against each other in the pursuit of rescuing a Tyranid. So before we get into the battle report, please remember to subscribe to see these channels in your feed every week. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, there's ways to do so down in the description below. We appreciate it. And with that, let's do it. All right, Odds of War fans, here we are. We are all set up for this game of search and rescue. The mission is as such. You'll see there are 5 objective markers, one here, 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 and then tucked away right there. These 5 objective markers represent the potential location of the being to be rescued. That being in question, a lost little Tyranid gargoyle. He's lost. Ouch. He got separated from the hive mind. Obviously, the Harlequins here have eliminated any Tyranid threat on the planet, except now there is a single Tyranid gargoyle left on the planet. The Harlequins searching them out to destroy them. The Genestealer Cult, the Cult of the Fanged Shadow, of course, coming in to attempt to rescue. So how it works is at the end of every movement phase, if a player controls an objective marker, they'll roll a d6 for that objective marker, and on a 6, that is the confirmed location of our gargoyle friend. Okay, all other objective markers are then discarded, and then at the end of the game, whoever controls that objective marker wins. Nice and simple, nice and easy. That's open war for you. Just to talk about the terrain, any of these rock piles here and any of these Imperial rubble piles here are difficult terrain. Won't really matter too much for the Harlequins, but will be big for the Cult of the Fanged Shadow if it comes up. And last thing to talk about before we get into it was the scouting phase. In the scouting phase, wary of Harlequin trickery, the Cult of the Fanged Shadow picked Disarm Traps. Kill Team Fat Tuesday or Carly's Harleys, of course, wary of the forward movement of the Genestealer Cults, picked Eliminate Sentries. So as such, scouting phase was a complete wash. So only one last bit of admin to do before the round 1 begins is, of course, we'll have to do our cult ambush for the Genestealer Cults. And Carly has a veteran right here, this model. So Carly, you have an opportunity to activate your veteran tactic, adaptive tactics, to take a pre-game move with your veteran for 1 CP. Would you, in fact, like to do that?
No, that's okay.
No. Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and we'll resolve our cult ambush moves, and we'll be right back with the initiative phase. All right, after cult ambushes, we're looking like this. Our icon bearer zipped around here. Our demolition guy jumped down from here onto this objective, and the anvil followed up to support onto this objective as well. Everyone else either failed or I elected to not take a roll with, because of course I do have some guys over here, but the front one failed, so no one else rolled. So there we go. That's it. We are officially ready to go into round 1 for this game of Search and Rescue. So rolling initiative for both teams, 2d6 for each of them. For the Genestealer Cults, we get a 10. That's pretty nice. And the Harlequins get a 6. So it does mean a Genestealer Cult movement phase to begin. It is the end of the movement phase for round 1. Quite an eventful one. To start off with the Genestealer Cults who had initiative. At the beginning of the movement phase, I spent 2 CP for the Medic Specialist tactic, Stem Shot for 1, and then the Scout tactic Quick March for 2, and then subsequently rolled a 1 for the advance here for my Scout. So I got a 12-inch move there, which is pretty nice. And then the medic followed up with a 5-inch advance, plus the 2, of course, for Twisted Helix. So they are quite comfortable hoofing it down the field. Meanwhile, my Demolitions charge guy, he moved up just a regular move there, just to get within a nice range of this Harlequin to potentially throw his demolition charges. Meanwhile, the Anvil stayed stationary here. He wants to hold that objective, and Ural Kraus advanced up to support and hold this objective, hoping to outlast. Rouse Kraus moved up over here just to grab this objective and get a little closer to the Harlequins. Last but not least, we had 3 charges here. Our Icon Bearer charging into the Zealot, our Heavy Rock Cutter charging into the Combat Specialist, and then our Heavy Rock Drill charging into the Zealot as well, but failing. So these 2 in combat, this Heavy Rock Drill guy just out of combat, but we're fighting over that objective right there. Carly, you were next up with the Harlequins. What'd you do?
Well, you know, I readied these 2 guys. I feel good about where they are, and so I want to be able to get the first shot in. I moved this guy up so that I would be within my 3-inch range to be able to maybe get a shot off at one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not readied, but you know, he has a pretty powerful.
Right, he's got a nice
Mr. Hall has Mr. Hall has a nice fusioneer pistol.
Yeah, the fusioneers.
The fusioneer.
Yeah, the fusioneers, Simon and Hall.
And then my leader, he has a 12-inch range on his pistol, so he's trying to get within 6 inches of at least this guy, and maybe 12 of this guy if I need to. Or actually didn't measure over this way. I don't think that's within 12 inches, but and then also to be able to maybe
and still holding that objective.
Roll that as our Tyrannid that I can then protect.
Perfect.
See.
Yeah, or in your case, you're wanting to destroy it later on.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I'm trying to,
Yeah. So speaking of, it is the end of the movement phase, and now this is when we roll for our objectives. So starting off, since I have initiative, I'll start off. I'll roll for this one here on a 6. It's our Tyrannid friend.
Oh my God! Are you serious? Wow. Wow.
So now with that...
All that for nothing.
I know. All this planning and positioning for nothing. So now this is the only objective that matters.
Oh my God.
We're going to remove the rest. The rest of the objectives are effectively off the field, which we'll do here. Yeah. So we got the one under here that's kind of a mess, but we'll get that in a second.
Leave it there for now.
Yeah, we'll leave that one there for now, but that one's gone too. But there he is, rallied by he could smell the pheromones on the Genestealer cults, and he's like, "Yeah, my friends." Yeah. Actually, he probably doesn't sound that silly. He's a mindless flesh-eating thing.
I don't know. He got left behind. He might
did.
Be just
he
a
is
little baby or something.
That's true.
Suppose,
he
right?
is. Did you ever watch Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Not the baby, or not the. Wait, what was it? It's been such a long time.
Not the mommy.
Not the mama. Yeah, that's what it was. Not the mama.
So, but there you go. So a stroke of luck for the Cult of the Fanged Shadow, and with that, we're going to head into the shooting phase. Now, shooting phase starting off with readied models. There are 2 of them on the field. We have our Shuriken pistol wielding veteran here, and our fusion pistol wielding player over this way. Carly, which would you like to activate first?
Let's just let's keep it simple. Let's go with the guy that's obvious first, because this is obvious.
This,
too.
I mean,
I don't know. You know what? It's fine. We'll go with
okay,
this guy.
okay, and so he's gonna ruin my hopes and dreams.
So yes,
okay,
that's his goal at the moment.
Weird. Okay,
so he's he's got his
fusion pistol. Yeah,
okay,
he's your other fusioneer, Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, so Simon the Fusioneer.
Simon the Fusioneer. He is within 3 inches, so he's not going to take any hits.
Yeah, no penalties at all.
No penalties. He's strength 8, AP -4, and D6 damage.
Now he does have to hit, thankfully, so you do have to roll a 3 up to hit.
Okay.
God. Oh, now you do have. You do.
Yes. Yes, please.
You do have a CP to re-roll if you want.
I do have a CP, and I mean, that was a pretty poor start.
Oh God, you're gonna. Okay, here we go. So one CP for a
re-roll.
re-roll.
Think that's a good. Is that not a good choice?
I think it's the correct choice. I just don't want you to do it because I don't want you to kill my guy.
All right.
So 3 up.
All right.
All right. So now it's strength 8 to toughness 3, so it's going to be a 2 up now to wound.
All right.
It's no save. So it's D6 damage. Okay, it's only 2
all
damage,
right.
but now take 2 dice and you roll your injury roll. 2 dice and you pick the highest. On a 4-up, he's out of action.
Well, we got to get the model count even. We
Today
talked about that.
Is not the day.
Oh,
But one
it's
day
the dynamite guy
will be that day, and it will be epic.
Why did you put him in harm's way so soon?
Because he was going to get a cool shot. Oh, my heart. My heart, it breaks. All right, so we'll go over here now to your shuriken-wielding guy. Nothing can be as heartbreaking as that. Who would your shuriken guy like to shoot into?
The only one that he can, I guess.
Okay, this
right?
guy here.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So that's going to be definitely within half range. And I don't think you're going to be obscured because you do have a nice little line of sight in between the models there. I don't think he's obscured.
He's
so,
like right there.
so a single shot hitting on a 3-up.
Okay. Oh my God.
Nice. You know what? Good. You know what? Good. That's what I say. Good. All right. Shot. So now we drop down to non-readied models, starting off with the player with initiative. So Carly, sorry, that'll be me.
Yeah,
Duh, I have
that's
initiative.
why I readied.
Yeah. Actually, then in that case, I think what I'm going to do is, that's a shame that he's out of line of sight. Let me check. I'm just going to check some ranges really quick and then be right back. All right, so really the range what I wanted to check was, is my flamer here within 8 inches of this guy here? And he is, just, thankfully. So that's going to be D6 auto hits into your Harlequin player, Mr. Hall. D6 auto hits. 6. Very nice. Okay, that's a strength 4 flamer from him into a toughness 3 Harlequin. So 3s to wound here. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. So Carly, that is going to be 5 4-up saves. Oh, a good effort. Failed 2 of them, though. It is just damage 1, so it is just going to be an injury roll of 1. We're hoping for a 4-up here to protect the anvil. No. Okay, so that's just a flesh wound, but that's okay. We'll take what we can get. All right, so then we go back over to the Harlequins. Who would you like to fire next? You've got this guy and your leader.
Well, let's. I'm gonna fire my leader's neurodisruptor. I think he is within 12 inches.
Yeah, you're within. You're definitely within there. And then let's see.
Does he count as obscured though?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you're actually also within. You are within 12 of the anvil and Ural Kraus over here. And just looking at it, you ought to be within 12 of the flamer wielding scout over there, but you're closer to that, so you could check that.
So it's really just sort of a crapshoot.
Yeah, and you're outside of 6 from all of them, so. Thankfully, Rouse Kraus is safe. He's outside of 12.
I think I'm gonna go after. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go after let's go leader on leader. Or can I even see him?
Let's see. Can he see him?
I don't know. I might not even be able to see him.
Oh no! Thanks.
No.
Yeah, thanks to this little piece of terrain here, you can't see him. So you could see the anvil though.
I can.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Because the anvil's further over.
I'll do that then.
Firing into the anvil, so it's going to be a single shot, and he is obscured. So yeah, single shot hitting on a 5.
I think it's better if I do this first, right? Like bounce
bounce it around in your hand. A good,
amount.
Store up the energy. Oh, it hits. Okay, now
right.
now the anvil is toughness 4. The neurodisruptor is also toughness 4. So, or I'm sorry, strength 4. So 4 to 4 is 4s to wound.
4s.
Yep.
Oh.
No wound. No wound.
All right.
All right. So we go back over to the. We go back over here. I think I'm going to have to fire. Oh no, he's got a pistol, so he can't fire. So it'll be the medic then firing into your Harlequin here. I'm really just trying to either take you out of action outside of 6. Unfortunate. 2 shots for the shotgun. It is an assault weapon. Hitting on, let's see, so he's ballistic skill 4. He advanced, so that takes him to 5s. You're outside of half, so that takes him to 6s, and beyond that, it doesn't matter. So 2 shots on 6s. Oh, we do get 1 hit. Yeah, so the shotgun, strength 3. I couldn't remember if it was half range, +1 to hit, or +1 to strength, but it's +1 to strength within half. So strength 3, so we're looking for a 4 to wound. Oh, we get it. That's a single 4-up save for your Harlequin. Okay,
Nice.
All right. The hollow field holds. So now that's those 2 Genestealer cultists done over there. So the last thing to fire for the Harlequins is going to be Mr. Hall here.
Mr. Hall.
And who would Hall like to fire at?
Let's go into Mr. Yorl.
Yorl Kraus. Okay, thankfully he is going to be obscured because he is tucked behind this wall a bit. So with the flesh wound and obscurity, that's going to be a single shot hitting on a 5-up.
I'm like
Yorl
on the
Kraus
extreme,
lives
extremes.
to fight another day.
The Harlequins are living on the extreme ends.
That's
of
right.
the
Living on the
spectrums.
edge.
Yeah.
All right, so the last person we have to fire for the entire shooting phase is, of course, Rouse Kraus, Intrepid Heavy Specialist. I'm just going to measure up his range to this guy here and see in just a second. Let us see where you are. You're just outside of 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire the shortwave profile. I'm sorry, the long wave profile. So that's going to be 4 shots. And I'll be hitting on 5s because of obscurement, but not outside of half range. And it's a strength 3, AP 0, damage 1. So here we go. 4 shots, hitting on 5s. That is 3 6s. That's very nice. It is only strength 3 though, so it's 4s to wounds. Okay, so no, 2 of them fail. Now the 6 does wound, and if I'm not mistaken, the 6 for a seismic cannon does something special. Yeah, so a seismic cannon on a 6 is AP -4, but that doesn't matter because you have your 4-up invulnerable save. So it is 1 wound with a 4-up to save. Oh, fails. Interesting.
Well,
Injury roll. That is an out of action
wow.
right there. So goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Is that a Hall & Oates song or a?
That's Rolling Stones.
That's Rolling Stones. Okay, I know my music. Lumineers, they're cool. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the end of the shooting phase. It's the start of the fight phase. We're going to remember the timing here. It is the Veiled Path Riddlesmith's time. So Carly, if you roll 2d6 for me here. And we'll discard the highest. So the highest is 2, so we discard that. So unmodified hit rolls of 1 count as failures. Thankfully, unmodified hit rolls of 1 were already failures anyway. So
just
there you
another
go.
null sort of
So
thing.
kind of didn't do anything. But
We're just going basic.
one time-
We're stripping away all the fancy stuff out of this game.
it's gonna go off one time. I had it go off one time against John, and it was really great. It like literally saved one of my guys. So it doesn't always go off, but when it does, it's huge.
Okay.
So fight phase, starting off with charging models. That's my banner bearer here and my heavy rock cutter here. Okay. Now they both charged. You're on 1 CP, so you don't have any CP to interrupt, but I also don't have any CP, so I won't be doing anything too fancy. So we're going to start off with a heavy rock cutter. He's got 2 attacks, if memory serves me correctly. It's going to be hitting on 3s and re-rolling 1s because of the banner. That's 2 hits. Now, he's strength 4 base, 5 with Twisted Helix, and I believe the heavy rock cutter gives a plus ×2 to his strength. So yeah, it's ×2 to the strength, so he's strength 10. Now, I do have to subtract 1 from the hit roll for the heavy rock cutter, but I rolled a 6 and a 4, so 3 up becomes a 4, so it's fine. So 2 wounds on 2s. That's 2 wounds. Now, the AP doesn't matter because you got a 4-up invuln, so 2 saves at 4-up.
All right. The Cult of the Fanged Shadow is motivated to save this little baby Tyranid.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, that's 2 fails. Now, it is just damage 1. So it's just a single injury roll, which is a 3, which is a flesh wound. But now, here's the fun part. I think this is actually the first time, or maybe only the second time it's come up with the heavy rock cutter. After you have resolved the attacks with the heavy rock cutter, okay, roll a d6 each time a model suffers damage from this weapon. If you roll higher than the model's remaining number of wounds, it is instantly taken out of action. So that means as long as I roll a 2 up here, your Harlequin is taken out of action. If I roll a 1, you're fine. If I roll a 2 up, he's gone. He's gone.
What was that you said about my model count being lower? But
well, I mean, your models are stronger, so he'll take his 3-inch, consolidate there, and come in here. Then
them right or something.
Well, it's just that I got the charges there. I got the charges with the big important weapon. That's what it is. I mean, honestly, the gunfire here, you probably shouldn't have been dead from the one that got shot off the table by Rouse.
I've been rolling a lot of ones.
Yeah. The dice haven't been with you this round, but you still have. Again, it's all about who controls this at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So
right?
we'll do our metamorph here into your zealot specialist. Okay. Now I believe he's got 3 attacks. Yes. So he's got 3 attacks, and I'm going to fight with his metamorph talon. Okay. Because AP won't matter. So 3 attacks. Metamorph talon gives me +1 to hit. So he's hitting on 2s, and then he's re-rolling 1s for his own banner. So there you go. 3 hits. Strength 4 to toughness 3, so 3s to wound, or strength 5. So 2 wounds, and then no AP, so you're looking at a 4-up invuln again. 2 saves of 4-up. So he passes the first one. Second save. Oh, fails. It's only damage 1 though, so injury roll is just a flesh wound. Okay. Not too bad. No special rules here, but now you do get to fight back with your zealot.
Right.
Now, do you want to put all 4 attacks into one model or split it up between models? How would you like to do it? You could split 2 and 2 if you wanted, or you could put all 4 one way, all 4 the other way, or 3 and 1. You know, you got options.
I guess I'll do 2 and 2.
Okay, so 2 into the rock cutter, 2 into the banner. So who are you doing first?
Let's go for banner.
Okay, so first 2 into the banner, hitting on 4s.
God.
Oh, ouch. Okay. And then now the other 2 into the rock cutter, hitting on 4s. There you go, 2 hits.
Something.
Okay, now the Harlequin's kiss is what? Strength?
It's it's his own strength, right? So strength 3.
Strength 3, but the kiss doesn't add any strength?
Oh, +1.
+1, so he's strength 4 to toughness 3.
4.
So 3s to wound.
Okay.
Oh no! Now
that is like the 5th time I've rolled it.
For what it's worth, you do have 1 CP remaining if you want to re-roll one of those.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so spending a CP to re-roll just 1. Okay, there you go. Gets the wound, and now what's the AP on a kiss? -1.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a 6-up save for my heavy rock cutter. No, he fails the save, and then what's the damage on the kiss? D3, so roll a D3. It's just 1 damage, okay? Now, that will take him down to his last wound, so do an injury roll, a single die injury roll, looking for a 4-up. That is just a flesh wound. Okay. Interesting stuff. We are at the end of round 1. We've got to do the morale really quickly. For the Cult of the Fanged Shadow, we just have 1 flesh wound on the board here and no models out of action, so I don't need to take a break check, but I do need to do a nerve test for this model. I believe he's leadership 7, which he's got friendly models within 2, so I don't think he can fail, but let me just double check what his leadership is to be sure. I don't play these guys enough to have them memorized like the back of my hand. He is leadership 7, so he's fine there. Okay, so then for the Harlequins, oddly enough, we've got 2 out of action, and we've got 3, 4 with flesh wounds. So you do need to take a break check. So now roll 2d6, and you can't exceed an 8. So if you roll a 9 or higher, you roll a 7, so you don't break. So you're good there. Now, you do have to take a nerve check for each of your models here that have a flesh wound. So a single die roll for each one, okay? And then you'll add 2 for the models out of action. So do you want to do this one first or the Zealot first?
Yeah, we'll go for Hall first.
Hall first. 2 + 2 is 4, so you're fine there because it doesn't exceed his leadership. And your Zealot, 3 + 2 is 5, so you're fine. No break, or no shaken. Okay, that is it for round 1. We'll go into round 2 initiative phase here. Things are looking up for the Cult of the Fanged Shadow initiative phase. The cults roll a 6. The Harlequins roll a 5. Oh, so the cults just barely take it. So we'll take our movement phase. We'll come right back. All right, it is the end of the movement phase for round 2 here. Genestealer Cults, the Anvil, charged in to Mr. Hall here, looking to end his string of #1 hits. And the medic specialist here advanced back behind him. Actually, at the start, I used stim shot again, so I'm down 1 CP. For stim shotting the scout, who ended up right here. I rolled a 5 for his advance, giving him a beastly advance over from this corner down here. It was to roast your leader, who's no longer there. These 2 stayed in combat. Meanwhile, the heavy rock drill charged in to support them. Jorl Kraus advanced over this way from inside the ruins. And Rouse Kraus, he was before on the other side of the objective, but and he had readied, but then retreated in response to a certain little charge here. So Carly, obviously these 2 here and here were stuck in, but tell us what's happened. What's happened here?
I just, go big or go home. I decided to try to charge in. First one, I needed 15.
Yes, Simon.
I needed a 15.
Yep.
On both of them, I believe. And Simon got a 14.
Yep.
And Hall got a
but then the leader,
that's the leader. My leader
rolled the 15.
Do I have a name for my leader?
I don't think you've named your leader. But yeah, I mean, there's our 15 roll right there. We spent a good time debating about where the leader should charge, whether to charge in here to support, charge in the Anvil over to here to support. But
I just decided to declare.
Yeah, might as well go for it.
And try it.
Yeah, and there's the roll.
There you go.
So the leader here is just in combat with Rouse Kraus. This Harlequin is out of combat, not in combat because it failed, but you took the movement.
But they swooped in quick. Gotta get to the.
Gotta get to that gargoyle.
Now
yeah.
Where the
yeah. Now that you know where he is, you're going in for the kill.
Really, these guys are just very confident that they can keep.
That they're going to keep it all tied up.
The Brotherhood of the
Cult of the Fanged Shadow. Oh, the Brotherhood of the Traveling Pants or Jeans. Brotherhood of the Stolen Jeans. The BSG. We're going to get it. Okay.
No, the BSG, actually. We were talking about because they are actually Gs.
Right.
The BSG.
Right. Okay, great. So that's
Stolen Jeans.
That's the end of the movement phase. Oh, also at the end of the last turn, I said I didn't have any models out of action. That's because I had wiped away the Sorrow. I forgot he was out of action. But that doesn't actually change anything because still a 6 + 1 would be a 7. So my nerve check would have been an auto pass anyway. So shooting phase here for round 2. it's going to be a pretty quiet one because the thing is, can't fire because they elected to charge, and every other Harlequin got charged or charged, so no fire from the Harlequins at all. So it's just going to be a couple pistols from the Genestealer Cult. We're going to start off with an important one here. Ural Kraus firing his bolt pistol. Oh no, he can't fire his bolt pistol because he advanced, so forget that. So that means the only firing is going to be right here. So this model here and this model here both have auto pistols. They'll take their turns firing into your Zealot Specialist. So
I think my Zealot's going to persevere.
So the first one, we'll give hopefully the glory to the Heavy Rock Cutter. Hitting on a 4? No. Okay. And then we'll do it for the Metamorph Hybrid with the Icon Bearer. Hitting on a 4? No. Okay, that's auto pistols for you folks. There we are. So that's it for the shooting phase. So we're going to move swiftly, ever so swiftly, into the fight phase, starting off the fight phase with Veiled Path Riddlesmiths, 2d6, discarding the highest. There you go. That's what you want. So now hit rolls of 4. We're going to leave this 4 next to the die roll tray. Unmodified hit rolls of 4 are failures. There you go. So now you've seen it work, people. We'll see if it matters. Going to charging models first. I'm going to actually do, let's see, you have 2 CP, so you could Decisive Strike. So that means you could fight first with a model that would otherwise be in danger here or here if you so choose. Would you?
Yes, I
choose
think
that?
I would. Yes, I would like to do that.
You would like to do that. Okay, so you'll spend your 2 CP, so you go down to 0. And then which of those 2 Harlequins would you like to fight with before anyone else gets to fight? Your Zealot here, who's stuck in, or Hall over here? Both have a flesh wound. So.
Wait, this Ural had charged in, right?
Yeah, no, that's my medic. Ural is over here.
But he had charged. That's why he didn't shoot before.
Yeah, he didn't shoot because he advanced. He does have an assault weapon, but there's no valid targets because he can't fire into combats. So,
yeah,
and he can't see through the wall here into this guy.
Ooh, that's tough. Because I mean, that guy's a dead guy walking, really.
Maybe, unless he puts the odds into his favor by killing something.
I'll do this one.
Yeah. All right. So we're activating young Mr. Hall here.
Yeah.
All right. So he's got 4 attacks. Now he's going to be hitting on 4s because of that flesh wound. So 4 attacks hitting on 4s. You just need 2 of these to. Oh
my God.
Mr. Hall is looking.
He's motivated.
Yeah, he's motivated. He's looking to get another hit. All right. Now the caress, right? Or the
yes.
Embrace, kiss, caress. Yeah. So
caress,
he's got the caress, and that is strength +2. You said.
It's +2.
So strength 5 to toughness 4 for the anvil is 3s. So 3s to wound. That's 4 wounds. Now you said it was AP -2. So yes. I have a 5-up save, so AP -2 means I get no save. And then what's the damage characteristic? 1. Okay, so that means that would be 4 wounds going through. Now, the anvil does have a special rule to reduce damage by 1, but he can't reduce damage below 1. So the damage 1 just sticks in his craw. So that actually does take him to injury roll. So you roll a single die looking for a 4-up. Oh, it's just a flesh wound. Huge.
He put in all of that energy. He gathered for the hit, and then he just...
Yep. And then it was like a billboard number 3. All right.
He's a one-hit wonder.
Yep.
Yes,
so with that,
right.
then we'll go ahead and we'll activate here then with our heavy rock drill. Okay. Now that's going to be 2 attacks from this guy. He is going to be hitting on 3s because the rock drill doesn't carry any negatives to hit, at least to my knowledge. So it's going to be 3s, re-rolling 1s, but 4s are automatic failures. Okay, so failed there anyway, the 3 hits. Okay, it's strength 9 now, I think, because it's strength 4 base plus 5, and then something like that. It's high strength is the point. So 2's to wound. Gets the wound, goes to your 4-up invuln save. Oh, makes it. No problem at all. Okay, so then now we go over here to your leader fighting into Rouse-Kraus, okay? So 4 attacks for your leader. Now hitting on 3s because you have no flesh wounds. Oh, drop 2. Okay, 2 hits. Now he's got the embrace, right? And now what's the stats for the embrace?
He's got a +1 strength.
+1 strength, so strength 4 to toughness 3, so 3's to wound. 2 dice, 3's to wound. 2 wounds. What's the AP on the embrace?
-3.
-3. Oh, so no save here. Things are looking bad for young Rouse. And then what's the damage?
1.
Just 1. Okay, so then that'll just take him to his injury roll. A single die, looking for a 4-up. Oh, with that, Rouse-Kraus is out of action. And suddenly, the Harlequins are controlling this objective. Things might be a little upsetting for that gargoyle. So now we'll just do this really quick. You do get to take a 3-inch consolidate here, so your leader does get to go there for their trouble. All right, so now we'll go back over here to the anvil. I believe he's got 2 attacks. He might have 3, but we're going to just roll 2 for now. He does have a flesh wound, so he's going to be hitting on 4s, except that unmodified 4s are a failure.
Did you want to check or?
Aberrant, 2 attacks, yep. So 2 attacks. Effectively, we're looking for 5s because of this cheeky little number here. Okay, fails there. And the 6 hits, okay. Now, he's strength 5 base, 6 with his, the Twisted Helix. And then the power pick gives like +2 or something like that. So anyway, 2's to wound is the point. And he gets the wound. The AP is -2, I believe, but it doesn't matter because you do have your 4-up invuln here. Oh, makes it just fine. There we go. Okay, so that's all of our charging models having fought. Now we drop down to non-charging models, starting off the player with initiative. So I'll start here with my heavy rock cutter. Okay, 2 attacks. Now I've got a flesh wound, which is a -1 to hit, and then the cutter itself does another -1 to hit. So I'm hitting on 5s, re-rolling 1s for the icon. Okay, we do get 1 hit. Note that would have been a fail right there. So we do get 1 hit. 2's to wound here. No. I'm going to spend a CP, my last CP for the round, and re-roll that. There we go. Okay, gets the wound. So 4-up invuln save. Oh, fails it. Okay, it's damage 1. And you do have a flesh wound, so we're looking for a 3-up to take you out of action. Ooh. No, so it is a flesh wound. So you're on 2 flesh wounds. And then now, same thing, as long as I don't roll a 1 here, you'll be out of action anyway. Okay, you're out of action. The heavy rock cutter claims its second victim. We'll have to name this guy. Maybe he's we've got Xanthan, we've got Guar. Maybe he's Arrowroot. Yeah, he's Arrowroot. So there you go. Heavy rock cutter, Arrowroot. All right, and then he'll take
rolls right off the
a little 3-inch consolidate out this way. And with that, because you spent the 2 CP to fight here, we're actually done with the fight phase. So we go to the morale phase next. We'll do 2 out of action here with the Cult of the Fang Shadow, and 1-2 on a flesh wound for 4 of our original 9-member team. So no break check required. We do have to take a couple nerve checks though. So the nerve check here, leadership 7, gets a +2 from there, but a -2 for the friendly models, -3 even if we're within 2 there, but -2 is enough to counteract the out of action. So he auto passes. And then here, I believe the Aberrant is leadership, leadership 7 as well, +2, but then -1 for here, means that effectively on a 6, with a +1, a 6 becomes 7, so he auto passes as well. So that's fine. So morale done for the Cult of the Fanged Shadow. Now, the Harlequins are in a bit of a bind because we've got to take another break check here. 3 models out of action with a 4th on a flesh wound there. So another break check, 2d6. And as long as you don't roll a 9 or higher, you're fine. You're fine with a 4. All right. And then we'll take a single nerve check here for this Harlequin on a 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a shaken Harlequin there. So that Harlequin is shaken. So that means that in the next round here, round 3, this model cannot do anything except for roll saves. So with that, we'll go into initiative phase for round 3. Can the Cult of the Fanged Shadow wrestle this gargoyle away from the evil clutches of the Harlequins? Their initiative is a 7. The Harlequins' initiative is a 5. So the Genestealer Cults once again take initiative. All right, it is the end of the movement phase here for round 3. This is only round 3, if you can believe it. It's already been quite the bloody game here. So the Cult of the Fanged Shadow had initiative. So we did some big moves here. First of all, Yorl Kraus charged into the Harlequin leader, taking them by surprise, as it were. The icon bearer here elected to charge this model, this player, but failed the charge, so I just took the extra movement. There was no overwatch because we were outside of 6 inches from the fusion pistol, and you didn't elect to retreat. Then the heavy rock cutter arrow route, charging from over here, made the long bomb charge again outside of 6, so no overwatch, and you wanted the availability to try to shoot. And then our Guar heavy rock drill rolled a 10 from where he was, again making the charge. So been very fortunate with the charge rolls this game. Meanwhile, our medic advanced over this way and our scout advanced over this way. Big advance rolls for both of them. And then the anvil just fell back here from this guy. So with that, that's actually the end of the movement phase, because since this model is shaken, they can't do anything. And these two models
just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
He's just hanging out on his
He's just
knees,
humming.
just like
He's just humming his little
crying,
song, yeah. He's like, is a man here. So, and then these two guys, because they were charged, they're locked in combat. So that's actually it for movement phase. There is no shooting phase because fell back and charged, so no guns there. Out of range of any of eligible targets, out of range of any eligible targets, and charged. So the only thing that is going to happen during the shooting phase is that I'm going to spend 1 CP for Yorl Kraus to do his acidic spit. He's done it before here on the channel. He's done amazing things with it. Basically, at the start of the shooting phase, you spend a CP, and on a 5-up, you deal a mortal wound. So as he slinks around behind this Harlequin player, he starts hawking up a loogie of a mean kind. Okay, and it does nothing. It gets caught in his throat, and he's just kind of like... So that's it. That's the shooting phase. So now we go into the fight phase here for round 2. To start off the fight phase, we'll see what our Veiled Path Riddlesmiths have to offer. So we discard the 6. 3s, unmodified hit rolls of 3 are failures, which is pretty big, actually. That's pretty good. So at the start of the fight phase, Is it at the start? Let me just double check the timing because I want to activate another tactic here. So at the start of the fight phase, I'm going to spend 1 CP from Yorl-Kraus. He couldn't quite hawk up the loogie that he wanted to, but he is going to hold as the Harlequin player turns to meet him and look him in the eye. He is met by a mesmerizing gaze. So basically, on a 4-up, you subtract 1 from your attacks. So yes, you are mesmerized. So that means now your leader only has 3 attacks instead of 4, which is pretty nice. So also, you could either do your leader or you could do your.
I should probably use my leader,
Simon.
right? Or
yeah, your leader is -1 attack now, but you're just trying to kill. My leader. So I mean that's pretty big.
And wait, the other one is Simon.
Is Simon? Yeah. So
So
that's
I
the
don't
player
have
with
any other. I don't have any kisses on the table.
No, you don't have any kisses. You only have caress and embrace. You have 1 embrace and 2 caresses, but really only 1 caress.
The caress is +2 strength, but the embrace is -3 AP. So
Yeah.
which one is
I mean, I'd probably swing with your leader just to try to keep your leader alive.
Okay.
So is that what we're going to do? Carly is going to activate again Decisive Strike here.
I am indeed
On the leader, mesmerized as he is.
Yes.
He'll have to see what he can do. So only 3 attacks this time, thanks to that mesmerizing gaze, and hitting on 3s. Oh, that's 3 hits going into Yorl-Kraus. Now the embrace.
Yes, the embrace is a
+1 strength.
I literally just said. Whoops, I forgot. All right. The embrace is +1 strength, AP -3.
There you go. So strength 4 to toughness 3 again is 3s to wound. Oh, it's 3 wounds, and the AP is -3, so that means no save for Yorl-Kraus. He may have gotten in above his head. Injury roll. It's just damage 1?
Yes.
Yes, so just 1 die roll. Oh, it's a flesh wound. Yorl-Kraus.
That was my chance.
Yorl-Kraus comes out of it relatively unscathed, so that's fine. So now it is just going to be the Genestealer Cults attacking back. We're actually just going to start off with Yorl-Kraus. He's got 2 attacks for being a Neophyte leader. He would normally hit on 4s, now 5s because of the flesh wound. Ha! Oh, he hits a hit. Yorl-Kraus is strength 4 plus the power pick makes him at least strength 5. I believe it's strength 6. I believe the power pick is +2 strength. Or it might be strength. No, it's strength user. Good thing this guy was strength 6 earlier over here. So anyway, so it's just strength user, strength 4, so 3s to wound. AP is irrelevant because it's a 4-up in vuln save. Oh!
Man, oh man.
Yorl-Kraus. Is this his epic moment? Is this his time to shine? To save the beleaguered gargoyle? He does it! He does it, Yorl-Kraus. That's 3 6s in a row. Yorl-Kraus, you better believe it, brother. He's gonna take you right out of there. You mess with the star gods, you get the Yorl-Kraus. He's going to pile in, or he's going to consolidate, and he's not going to get in combat with your guy over there. Actually, what am I saying? Of course he would. He's Yorl-Kraus. He's going to live, and he's going to take you out. You better believe it.
You're going to leave me just with the whimpering Mr. Hall.
I think so, yeah. So we'll go over here next into, you know what? Arrowroot's been doing the work. So let's just keep Arrowroot giving him the glory. It's his game too. 2 attacks. He's got a flesh wound this time, so he's hitting on 5s now, but re-rolling 1s. Ooh, he does get a hit. 2s to wound. He gets the wound. 4-up in vuln save. Oh, the glory stolen from Arrowroot. So we'll just go right into Guar then. 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Oh no. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Reroll the 1, thankfully, for that banner. No. Oh, interesting.
Oh, we got
Interesting.
Simon and Hall.
Uh-oh, yeah, because
hanging
now
in there.
Ural Kraus is actually maybe in danger. Oh no. Okay, and in fact, it is this Harlequin player's time to strike back. He does have 4 attacks. He's got 3 enemies that he could attack. How would he like to? How would he like to split those up or put them all in one target?
I guess I'll go 2 and 2 just on the off chance that it.
2 and 2. Okay, so you got 3 guys that you could
well,
fight.
you know,
so...
I'll do 1 into each of the 3 just in case, and then I'll
and
put
then where does your extra one go?
2 into Mr. Ural Kraus.
Ural Kraus. 2 into Ural Kraus? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 fails. Good thing you did 2 because the other one hits.
Yeah.
Does Ural Kraus? So that's going to be a 3 to wound. Oh no, not for Ural Kraus. And then that's a caress.
That one is the embrace,
kiss, caress. Yeah, so that's a caress.
It's a kiss.
And the AP,
no, caress. Right,
AP
right.
on the caress is
-2.
-2. No save. Oh no. Damage.
Damage 1.
Damage 1. So it's going to be a 3 up to take him out of action. No, no, Ural Kraus for his hubris. As he wiped away 1 player, his hubris got the better of him, and he was felled. Although some say they saw him being pulled into an underground lair as he fell. So some say he didn't die. Some say he...
Within the sounds of silence?
Yeah, he was taken away. That's right.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right, so then let's do 1 attack then onto Guar. A single attack onto Guar. It does not hit.
Okay.
A single attack onto Arrowroot. It hits. It wounds. Oh no, no save. Injury roll is a 3 up again here. Arrowroot survives on 2 flesh wounds. Okay, so battle round 3 has concluded. So we'll take our morale now. 3 out of action, including the intrepid Ural Kraus. He was a bit too intrepid. So 3 out of action, 4, 5 on a flesh wound. It means I do have to take a break check. My highest leadership on the board now is a 7 since Ural Kraus is out of action. Oh no, a 9. So my team is broken, which means I do have to take nerve checks across the board here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our banner bearer, okay? Leadership 7, +3 for out of actions, but then -2 here. So a cumulative +1 means he cannot fail, because even on a 6, he's fine. So he passes. This is important because I got to do this right. So I want to try to make it as many people auto pass as possible. So then we go to Guar. He's got 2 there. He's leadership 7. Boom, he auto passes. Now we'll go to Arrowroot. On a 6, he'll fail, and on a 5, he'll be fine. I think. Wait, no. So he's got, because I don't think the banner bearer, the banner bearer is not within 2. So he's got +3, -1 for +2. So yeah, on a 5 he's fine because 5 + 2 is 7. So basically not a 6. Okay. And then we'll do the anvil. Same thing, not a 6. Okay, thank you. All right, good. So far, so this little pocket's all passed. So now we go to the dangerous ones. We've got our scout, we've got our medic. We'll do our scout first. Basically, on a 5 or a 6, he'll be shaken. That's a 2, so he's fine, right? That was the one? Okay. Yeah, and then our medic, again, oh my God. Okay, wow, natural 1. There we go. Hey, I can't, by the way, these dice trays are nice, but they're hard to roll in. So there we go. I am broken, which means I get a cumulative -1 across the board on everything I do, but no one was shaken, so that's good there. Now the Harlequins, again, 4, 5 with the flesh wound, we'll remove our shaken token there, but you do have to take a break check.
Yeah.
Highest leadership is 8, so basically 2d6, and as long as you don't roll a 9 or higher, so you're fine, no break check, but you do have to take a nerve check here for Mr. Hall. Now, basically on a 4 + 4 is 8, so he's actually fine. So you've got him back as a piece now. So that brings us now to round 4.
I don't have to do the other one?
No, because you don't have a flesh wound there and you're not broken.
Okay.
Yep. So that brings us, the reason I had to do everybody is because I broke.
How could you have broken but not me?
Because your highest leadership is 8 and my highest leadership is 7.
Okay. All right.
And because Ural Kraus is dead.
But my leader's off the board.
Yeah, but all players have the same leadership of 8. Yeah. Okay. That's one of the benefits of the Harlequins. You know, they just, yeah. So we'll go to initiative for round 4. I can't roll in the tray right now. It's a 4. Things might be turning in favor of the Harlequins. They roll a 10. Yeah, okay.
Simon and Hall are taking it back.
Taking it back, yeah. Don't call it a comeback. They've been here for years. All right, it is the end of the movement phase for round 4. As you can see, it's a total cluster here near the end of the game. Carly, you had initiative, and it looks like you've charged in.
Yes, Hall and Oates, I'm sorry.
Simon and Hall.
Simon and
Hall are back together again.
Yes,
they're on a reunion tour.
On their reunion tour.
Yep.
Playing all the greatest hits. And yeah,
and then
that's all they can do, really.
Yeah, interesting to note here, Simon, right? Or is that Hall? That's Hall.
Hall has his foot sticking out.
Yeah, so Hall charged from over here.
He did.
Made a 10-inch charge.
10-inch charge, so I'm going to use that tactic.
Yeah, Blades of Kegarok.
Yes.
So now he's got +2 to his attacks characteristic for the round, which is pretty big because, of course, what I've done now, Simon stayed in. What I've done, of course, is charge in these 2 to support, and then I've moved the scout and medic around back to hopefully will clear you out here, and then they'll be tasked with carting the gargoyle back to the Genestealer's lair. So now, because everything has charged or has been charged, there shouldn't be, actually, you know what? There is going to be a shooting phase. It's a very short one. Oh yeah, by the way, I spent a CP to re-roll his charge because I rolled a double 1. So we're both out of command points. There is going to be a very short shooting phase, okay? Now, Gwar was charged, okay, by here. So he can't fire and he can't fire. But while I did declare Simon with these 2, I didn't actually have enough to make it in, meaning he has not been charged this round. And also Arrowroot has not been charged this round, which means that both of them can fire, actually. So you do get to take a single shot with your fusion pistol there from Mr. Simon. Who would you like to fire at?
How about Mr. Bannerman?
The Bannerman, good choice, okay. Fires at the Bannerman. Hits on a 3, yep. Wounds on the 2, no save, D6 damage. It's 3 damage, 3 dice for an injury roll, and picking the highest. He's out of action for sure. Blap, he's gone. So now that does mean that I do have Arrowroot here to fire his pistol, and he'll just fire into Hall because Hall has the flesh wound, just to make that clear. He carted the flesh wound over, so he'll fire into, oh no, he can't. So he'll just fire into Simon. 2 flesh wounds means hitting on 6s. No, okay. Now it's the fight phase.
Okay.
So we start off with Veiled Path Riddlesmiths, 2d6, discarding the highest. Oh, so 5s are failures. This is actually huge because I have broken. So, we'll see how it goes. So we'll start off with charging models with player with initiative. That's going to be Hall here with the 6 attacks. Now you can only attack the Anvil and Gwar. So do you want to do 3 and 3?
Yeah, sure. That's probably smart.
So who are you attacking first?
Gwar.
3 into Gwar to start off. Now you do have a flesh wound, so these are hitting on 4s. So only 1 hits. Strength is 5, I think, with the Embrace, Kiss, Caress. With the Caress?
The Caress is +2.
+2, so 5. So 3's to wound, yep. Gets the wound. AP is -2. -2, so no save. So damage is 1, so just 1 injury roll. Looking for 4 up. Ooh. Just a flesh wound. Okay, and then now the 3 into the anvil. Same thing. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits.
2 hits.
Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. No save. Damage or injury roll is a 1. It's just a flesh wound. Okay. All right. So that's it. Now we go over to charging models. For the Genestealer, it's just going to be the anvil. Now he's got 2 flesh wounds and the kill team is broken, meaning a -3 to hit. So he's just hitting on 6s regardless. So 2 attacks on 6s. Oh,
Ooh.
there it is.
Yeah.
All right. So he is strength 5 base plus 1 makes him strength 6. So it is 2s to wound. He makes the wound. 4 up invuln save for Hall.
Ooh.
And no CP to reroll. D3 damage for the power pick is 2 damage. 2 dice, picking the highest, looking for a 3 up because you already have a flesh wound. That's it, out of action. So Hall is gone. It's just Simon now.
Yes, Simon.
So then we actually do drop down to non-charging models here, starting off with Simon. It's got 4 attacks, and of course, actually the anvil will not pile in because hopefully then I can control the objective or something.
Only Hall had the 6 attacks.
Only Hall had the 6 attacks. So now
May I borrow
that's
a
the
die?
oh yeah,
Or,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. No,
Yeah, you only
it's
need 4. Yeah.
Sorry.
So 4 attacks now. Are you doing all 4 into one target, or are you
Oh,
doing
right,
2
right,
and
right,
2,
right.
or?
Yeah, let's do a roll. How many can I possibly?
You can fight into Guar and Arrowroot because I elected to not consolidate with
Right. Okay.
with
Yeah, we'll
him,
do 2
so-
and 2 then.
2 and 2. Okay, so 2 into
Let's
Arrowroot.
okay. Yeah, whichever one. I started with Guar last time, but
Yeah. Do you want to start with Guar this time?
Sure.
Okay, 2 into Guar.
Yeah,
That's going to be 2 hits
okay.
because you're unbroken and you don't have any flesh wounds. 3s to wound here. 1
One
wound.
wound.
AP is -2, so no save. Injury roll with a +1 to the roll
Oh
is
my
just a
gosh.
flesh wound.
Are you serious? Ugh.
Huge. And then now the
Yeah,
2 attacks
2
into
Arrowroot.
Arrowroot. Oh, it's only 1 hit. It is a wound. Injury roll with a +2. Okay, he's out of action. Arrowroot finally falls. That means that to conclude the fight phase, we've got 2 attacks from Xanthan hitting on 6s into Simon. No. If the banner had still been there, I would have got to reroll the 1. If the banner had still been there, still would have missed anyway. So there you go. That is the fight phase done. We'll go to morale phase. We'll start off with the Harlequins since you had initiative. Do you break? 2d6? 6, 8, you're fine. But, and then no nerve check, actually. This is huge. I'm already broken, so I don't have to test for that. So what I'm going to do, I've got a +5. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start off with my scout here. So basically and then I have a -1 here. So a cumulative +4, leadership 7. So basically I get a 50-50, a 1, 2, or 3, and I'm fine. Whew, he's fine. This is huge. Then we'll do the medic next. He's fine on a natural 1. All right, we'll do Guar next. Oh, he's shaken. And then we'll do the anvil, also shaken. Ouch. Okay. So with that, we go in. It's coming down to the wire. It is round 5. This is going to be the last round of the game. Initiative phase here. Genestealer Cults roll a 8. That's a 5 over here. I can't roll in the dice tray for some reason. An 8 to a 10. Ooh, big stuff here. All right, so that means we're just going to keep rolling live, if that's okay with you, Carly,
Yeah.
because there's not much to do. Basically, do you want to stay locked in combat or do you want to fall back? All right, so we spent a long time talking about it. We cut a bunch of stuff out because we were talking about intricacies. Basically, it's the top of the round, right? No CP being spent by anyone because we're both going to hold on to our 1 CP for the round for Insane Bravery because it's the best tactical option. Okay, no charges here. They're just going to remain stationary. Then, so we skip. So these guys are shaken. Now you could fire into Gwar, but if you fire into Gwar and kill him, then you can't pile into him and fight. So
no, I feel better about my melee weapon anyway, right?
Yeah. So he piles. So then we just skip straight to the fight phase. I can't shoot in here anyway. They're shaken, so pistols don't do anything. Then we go to the fight phase.
Okay.
So Veiled Path to start off. Not that, well, actually, not that it matters because I can't fight you anyway. But I don't know, for the sake of completion.
Yeah, why not?
For the sake of completion, threes are fails.
Right.
Okay.
4.
So 4, and you want to do 2 and 2?
Yeah. Let's do
So 2 and 2 Gwar.
Okay.
1 hit.
1 hit.
Freeze to wounds. Gets the wound. No save. Injury roll is out of action, as to be expected. And then now 2 into the anvil. 2 hits. 1 wound. Injury roll. Out of action as well. So just like that, you've cleared. And then now the decision point you have, you could pile into my models, but then that would allow me to attack you. So you probably don't want to do that, right? But you just get on the objective, and that's the end of the fight phase. Okay. So now this is why we hold on to the CP. So now it's morale phase. You have to check to break again.
Oh man.
2d6. And as long as you don't roll a 9 or higher, so you roll an 8, so you don't break, but you wanted to hold on to that CP because if you broke and then you had to take the nerve check, you could lose yourself the game.
Right.
So then it's my morale phase. I'm already broken. I spend my CP for insane bravery for that one, and then for the medic, and then now the scout. Basically, he needs a, what is that? 2, so 3, 6, 7, minus 1 is 6. So basically an unmodified 1. No, so he's shaken. So that means we each have 1 model on the objective at the end of the game. And just for the sake of completion, we'll go over here to missions.
I feel like
Search and
that
rescue.
counts for the...
If neither player has more models within 2 inches of the objective marker than the opponent, or if all the objective markers are still on the battlefield, the rescuer wins.
There you go.
Well, I wouldn't have spent all that time had I just finished reading. Anyway, so the Genestealer
That was
cults,
awfully close. So that was surprisingly close.
So the Genestealer cults take their little gargoyle friend. He grabs him. He grabs the medic, and they fly off together. So it's a Genestealer cult victory by the skin of their teeth. Let's talk about it. Off into the sunset they fly. Finally reunited with their family. Yeah, they're the cults are thrilled. They've got an emissary of the Star God. They're gonna go back with them and find out about the terrors as it eats them. That's the ultimate tragedy about the Genestealer cults, is they work tirelessly for the Tyranids, only for the Tyranids to arrive on their planet and then consume them.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Shame.
Yeah,
It's dark.
Yeah.
That's grim dark.
Yeah. But thematically for the game, it was good.
Yeah. What a game as well. Like, holy cow, came down to the wire.
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be there for a while, but...
Yeah. Well, it looked, especially with that first roll of the 6, to get the little gargoyle friend on my side, that was huge.
Yeah.
But you made a real game of it, though. You collapsed down onto that with the speed of the Harlequins,
yeah, it all had a nice flow to it, thematically, and my little musicians came in.
Yeah, your fusioneers,
Yeah,
maybe that's what we should call that kill team instead of Kill Team Fat Tuesday. Call them the fusioneers. Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's just the 2, though.
It's just the 2. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Simon and Hall.
It can be whatever we want it to be.
There
right?
you go.
No rules.
Just right. Outback? No.
Yes.
Just
right?
me?
No. Yeah. I was trying to think.
Yeah.
I was just, thinking.
Yeah. I really like that game.
Yeah, that's a good mission.
Yeah, a little
too.
open play mission is fun.
Yeah.
It's dynamic. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, could have gone completely differently in that could have had no like roll of that 6 until like much later in the game, and we would have played a much more
And it would have
spread out,
yes.
like run around kind of game,
That
you know?
definitely would have made a huge difference with that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, for me, MVPs from the Cult of the Fanged Shadow is, of course, Arrowroot for being an absolute badass and just like snipping through 2 Harlequins. He killed 2 Harlequins all by himself.
Yes.
And then I gotta give the other big shout out, of course, to my man. You know him, you love him, Yoral Kraus.
He did some good
He
work
just
there.
slayed your your leader.
Yeah, we
just
went head to head.
But his hubris did get him in the end, which is unfortunate for him. But like I said, you know, some say he's dead, some say he slunk off into the tunnels underneath where we were fighting. Yeah,
he's like, I came here, I did my duty.
Oh yeah, he did.
Just let everyone else take care of the rest.
Well, he went. What happened is actually he went to prepare a little bedding for the gargoyle, and he's like, "Here you go, little nest for you to you know to brood in or whatever."
Yeah, this was a good game.
Yeah,
a good game.
So this was your second time playing the Harlequins? Third time? Second time? Second time playing the Harlequins? How do you feel about them?
I like them.
Yeah. They're fun, right?
Yeah.
They're cool. They give you options, some different things that some other teams don't get to do, especially with the ignoring.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're super cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then when you got such notable characters like Simon and Hall,
I mean, yeah.
You know,
start to flesh
what
it
can
all
you
out,
do? You know, you get your guys. Also, I wanted to say too about the game, the whole medic scout thing. My God, medic scout for Genestealer Cults plus Twisted Helix makes them so fast. Because we did it on camera, so you'll have already seen it at this point. But so 6-inch move plus the 2 inches for the advance from Twisted Helix, plus the 2 inches from Quick March, plus the 1 inch from Stim Shot. I mean, golly. Then you plus the D6 for the actual advance roll. Like your motor. I mean, the scout literally went from this point on the board to here, to here, to here, to here. You know, five rounds. He literally ran around the entire board. Now he didn't do much with his flamer, but you can see how if there had still been objectives in like the backfield and stuff like that, how it would have been amazing to have that kind of mobility.
Yeah. Well, I remember from before that, you know, generally that, you know, 18-inch advance or charge is, you know, like, oh, okay, la-di-da, I can do whatever I want. But again, that objective being so far away right off the get-go and me not knowing that, and I mean, it really did challenge that, you know, and made that essential. Right. And didn't make it easy on me the way it normally would have. So that definitely took a little bit of the advantage away from the Harlequins in this particular mission.
Yeah, you could. So, the mission again would have been completely different had like you rolled for the objective that was here and you had gotten it over there. Then I have to fight across you.
Right. It would have been totally different game. But that I really like that aspect of that being a little bit more.
A little unknown.
Like unknown and happening within the action of the game. So it sort of, I feel like, helped even the playing field a little bit in that way. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
well,
that was fun.
Yeah, thank you for playing. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. And of course, we hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and let us know down in the comments below what you liked and didn't like. If I tried to catch as many rules errors and everything, but if you do catch one, let us know in the comments below. 10 internet points for the first person to catch a mistake, 5 internet points for the person after that, and no internet points for anybody else. It's my game, it's my rules. Boom. And of course, make sure if you want to see these videos in your feed every week, please hit that subscribe button. It does really help us to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways, you can do so with any of the links in the description below. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.